They were united with the West against the Soviet Union, which was still the enemy during the Cold War. So I think there was a broad foreign relations context which gave Deng more assistance from Europe and the United States and Japan. I think also China had kept better relations with the people, educated people who had left the country. In the case of the Soviet Union, there were many brilliant people who left, many of them Jews, but they hated the Soviet Union. And so the Soviet Union could not really make use of that talent. Whereas in the case of China, these people that I mentioned, even though they wanted to stay abroad, the scientists and businesses, even though many of their relatives were killed by the communists, many of them believed in China and had a kind of a belief and a sense of belonging and respect for the civilization that they wanted, and a willingness to help other poor people and relatives that they knew, that they were willing to contribute. So I think Deng had many more favorable circumstances. But I think that compared to Gorbachev, there were perhaps two main policies that were just totally different. One was that he was determined to keep the Communist Party in charge and to have a strong political rule that could hold the country together during the changes. And as I have studied in Japan and South Korea and Taiwan and Singapore, places that have made rapid change and modernization, all of them had a very strong leader at the time. And I think it required a centralized, when a country is going through fundamental change, it really needs a strong leader and a group of people working well with him, an organization, to keep that power. And Gorbachev tried to make economic changes, to make political changes first. And there was not that strong political structure during the time of the transition. I think the other was that because Russia had made so many enemies, that they had to spend a lot more money on the military. Deng was determined that he would try to make good relations with those other countries. And as you see from my pictures and explanation, he kept good relations with Japan, with the United States, and finally with the Soviet Union, so that he could actually reduce the percentage of the GNP going for military and concentrate on civilian development. So I think those two critical policies were central to his success in outperforming Gorbachev on the transition to modernization.